Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We say wrong things. We do wrong things. We fall. We get up and we learn to grow. We move on. We live. And we thank God for always giving us another chance. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We say wrong things. We do wrong things. We fall. We get up and we learn to grow. We move on. We live. And we thank God for always giving us another chance. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We say wrong things. And the truth is,
she canceled on me. She said she has a gut instinct feeling that we're not.
Well, that is so Israeli. That is in 5 days.
In a general context or an e-commerce context?
Both.
So in terms of two things, instead of maintaining like X search and grok, then you just maintain grok. It's just what
Yeah, I mean, like literally everything that in the beginning, all these measures and first 8 measures, they were literally all.
You have like a lot of different ethnicities. He is an Aramean, like Assyrian. Suryoyo. Are you Ashuri or Suryoyo?
Aramean.
Oh, okay.
I never met Armenian.
Well,
Aramean, not Aramean. Oh my god.
Armenian, whatever. I don't know.
yeah, Aramean.
Not Armenian, I know.
I'm saying.
Okay. It's Aramean.
Aramean. It's not called. It's not called Armenian. It's Aramean. Yeah.
No, I didn't mean Armenian.
Yeah. Well, they speak Aramaic.
Trust me, I've
different
met
type of
those.
dialects in the Aramaic language.
And we can say we are taking Germany over.
And
frankly, the only people that I see agree with the blasphemy, the only people that disagree about burning Qur'an and that think that it's awful and everything like that, it's only the Assyrians. They have the same view about Christianity that the Muslims do about Islam.
Are you Somali?
No, I'm Swedish.
Okay, are you for Palestine?
Want your cookie?
She canceled on me.
in two things, instead of maintaining.
Ordered once the 4 gates.
towards one specific thing. So if you want to target something so general,
I've been through too much, so I don't like expressing. Tell you one thing.
If he is the gorge of the world, eternal life does not leave him, and he becomes again as a child. Whosoever knows his purity and guards his weakness is an example to the world. If he is an example to the world, eternal life does not leave him, and he returns. If he is the gorge of the Whosoever does not cherish his teachers and does not love his subject matter, for all his knowledge he would be in grave error. This is the great secret. Whosoever knows his maleness and guards his femaleness, he is the gorge of the world. If whosoever does not cherish what the ancients said, that which is half shall become full, is truly not an empty phrase. All true completeness is summed up in it. Use words sparingly, then all things will fall into place. A whirlwind does not last a whole morning. What the ancients said, that which is half shall become full, is truly not an empty phrase. All true completeness is summed up in it. Use words sparingly, then all things will fall into place. A whirlwind does not last a whole morning. What the ancients said, that which is half shall become full, is truly not an empty phrase. All true completeness is summed up in it. Use words sparingly, then all things will fall into place. A whirlwind does not last a whole morning. What the ancients said, that which is half shall become full, is truly not an empty phrase. All true completeness is summed up in it. Use words sparingly, then all things will fall into place. A whirlwind does not last a whole morning. What the ancients said, that which is half shall become full, is truly not an empty phrase. All true completeness is summed up in it. Use words sparingly, then all things will fall into place. A whirlwind does not last a whole morning. What the ancients said, that which is half shall become full, is truly not an empty phrase. All true completeness is summed up in it. Use words sparingly, then all things will fall into place. A whirlwind does not last a whole morning. What the ancients said, that which is half shall become full, is truly not an empty phrase. All true completeness is summed up in it. Use words sparingly, then all things will fall into place. A whirlwind does not last a whole morning. What the ancients said, that which is half shall become full, is truly not an empty phrase. All true completeness is summed up in it. Use words sparingly, then all things will fall into place. A whirlwind does not last a whole morning. What the ancients said, that which is half shall become full, is truly not an empty phrase. All true completeness is summed up in it. Use words sparingly, then all things will fall into place. A whirlwind does not last a whole morning. What the ancients said, that I watch your eyes as she Okay, I'm gonna chant some Stoic meditation here, and hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna create some clips, I guess. Alright, wait, my headphones. What up, Craig? I'm gonna create some clips on here for YouTube. I'm gonna make an espresso real quick. Be right back.
Listen to this. This is.
Can no longer rely on exploiting cheap foreign labor. Now they have to appeal directly to you and offer you a solution. They have to come to you at terms that you will agree to, because they can't undermine you with practically illiterate, non-English speaking individuals who were purposefully bussed into your cities by the governors who claim to be defending the law that they swore an oath to uphold and defend. What happens if we go and clean house and we take all the people who violated the law to be here? We would approach a glorious, prosperous, beautiful future. And that's a guarantee. That is an absolute goddamn guarantee that you can take to the bank. And you'll have a bank that'll have real assets, real commodity-backed money, when you disallow the exploitation of immigrant populations, when you consistently and uniformly enforce the law. And when you consistently and uniformly enforce the law, everyone who is being hurt by the law, who understands that it's gonna like if I you know, I don't know if you people have children. I mean, I'm shocked to see how many people don't have children or have never trained an animal. If you inconsistently enforce anything with a child, you will create a little tyrannical monster that is uncontrollable, that is unpredictable, and that will always be a struggle. But if you simply consistently apply rewards and punishment, if you consistently and uniformly enforce the law with a dog, with a human being, with a child, you will get consistent results. And yes, sometimes those consistent results are that your child has now become your enemy, that animal is now your enemy, because it does not agree with the terms you've set, with the law that you've set. But at least there is principle. And now the individuals know who are the enemies and who are the allies. It is in the gray area, where the law is only selectively enforced, that we are all made victims and exploited by our indecisiveness, by our ignorance, by our inability to discern truth. Because we never know where the law might be enforced, and maybe the law doesn't really exist. And then the next thing you know, the ATF is knocking on your door, and your neighbors aren't doing anything to stop them, but your neighbors told you that they believed in the Second Amendment. What are you doing? They're taking me away. I guess I better pretend that I don't have the right to keep and bear arms. I lost my guns in a boating accident. That's what happens. Nothing bad. Only good can possibly come from consistently and uniformly enforcing the law.
Can I just go back to the purposes of like what our founding fathers did, or what our fathers did, or what all generations of fathers do in all countries playing this global game strategy of, you know, security, what you could say is domination. But the point is that, you know, your father is supposed to educate you in the law, in love, in prosperity, in English, how to use weapons, how to learn and defend your Constitution, to take ownership and personal responsibility for the dilemma. You know, George Bush can snicker and laugh when Trump says he's going to release who killed Kennedy, you know, and that's the first thing my father texted me. I can't wait to find out who killed Kennedy, because for him in his life, he was born in 46, when he witnessed that was his 9/11 moment. You know, from JFK to 9/11 to the COVID-19 zabs, these are connected events, and there is a deep-rooted conspiracy in this country, which is essentially needs to be, you know, there needs to be a light shined on these truths. And if Trump doesn't open up the floodgates of that truth, we will continue living in a mass deception, in my opinion.
I gotta disagree with the idea that we should rely in any way, shape, or form on Donald Trump to shine a light on anything.
Yeah, they put shrimps on treadmills. Yep, that's the thing. I mean, I just want to put it out there that money on cat massages might have been well spent. Yeah, take it from Laura Cat.
Rarely add coins at all. I confronted. Rarely add coins at all. Hold on. I'm asking you, what are some alternate explanations? What are some alternate explanations for this behavior among ultra-Orthodox Jewish communities?
You hear the weirdest and funniest shit on this app. Okay, we're gonna create some clips here. We're about to get through the Tao Te Ching. I hope you enjoy it. I'm doing 15-second snips now. I'm not doing anything over 15 seconds. Gonna stay short and create a lot of volume. Therefore, the poet has these words: the clear Tao appears to be dark. The Tao of progress appears as retreat. The smooth Tao appears to be rough. The highest life appears as a valley. The highest purity appears as shame. Therefore, the poet has these words. And so I was also thinking about like when is the best time to record these videos, and I was thinking you do like a small amount in the morning, like 20% in the morning, 80% in the afternoon. Because I know people who, you know, are big into YouTube that do make money, and I mean, they're scheduling how they coordinate it with, I suppose, their life routines is an interesting question. But if you really want to be disciplined on distribution, I mean, the time that you release based on peak internet usage is, I think, something to always be aware of. And I was thinking about that yesterday. Okay, here we go. The broad life appears to be insufficient. The strong life appears to be stealthy. The true essence appears to be changeable. The great quadrant has no corners. The great instrument is completed late. The great tone has an inaudible. Broad life appears. The great instrument is completed late. The great tone has an inaudible sound. The great image has no form. Tao in its seclusion has no name, and yet it is precisely Tao that is good at giving and completing. Tao generates the one generates the instrument is Therefore, the poet has these words: the clear Tao appears to be dark. The Tao of progress appears as retreat. The smooth Tao appears to be rough. The highest life appears as a valley. Heedless of right turn, each to his own way, he had a heart fire with ambition and strife and straining and hollow. Value. It's a little vaguer in the Synoptic Gospels, but if you read the Gospel of John, Tao generates the one generates the two generates the three generates all things of darkness at their back and strive towards the light, and the flowering power gives them harmony. What men hate is forlornness. Tao generates the one generates the two generate. All things of darkness at their back and strive towards the light, and the flowing power gives them harmony. What men hate is forlornness, loneliness being a trifle, and yet princes and kings choose these to describe themselves. For all things of dark. What men hate is forlornness, loneliness being a trifle, and yet princes and kings choose these to describe themselves. For things that either increase through diminution or diminish through increase. I too teach what others teach. The strong do not die a natural death. This I will make the departure point of forlornness. Clips are basically bits. That would be a good name for a startup. Bits. Because bits is what happens when you chew. Chewing it to bits. What is forlornness, loneliness being a trifle, and yet princes and kings choose these to describe themselves. For things that either increase through diminution or diminish through increase. I too teach what others teach. The strong do not die in that.
If anybody actually does want to come, you can definitely meet me in Dallas or something and drive down with me.
Even when he has all the glory before his eyes, he remains satisfied in his loneliness. How much less may the Lord of the realm take the world lightly in his persona? By taking it lightly, one loses the root through restlessness.
Forgiving people in silence and choosing never to talk to them again. It's not about anger or holding a grudge. It's about self-care. It's about letting go of the weight they left behind without reopening the door to more pain. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. Forgiving people in silence and choosing never to... Oh boy!
Alone it stands and does not change, it turns in a circle and does not endanger itself. One may call it the mother of the world, I do not know its name, I call it Tao. Painfully giving it a name, I call it great. That means always in motion. Alone it stands and does not change, it turns in a circle and does not endanger itself. One may call it the mother of the world, I do not know its name, I call it Tao. Painfully giving it a name, I call it great. That means always in motion. Alone it stands and does not change, it turns in a circle and does not endanger itself. One may call it the mother of the world, I do not know its name, I call it Tao. Painfully giving it a name, I call it great. That means always in motion. Alone it stands and does not change it.
Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We say wrong things. We do wrong things. We fall. We get up and we learn to grow. We move on. We live. And we thank God for always giving us another chance. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We say wrong things. We do wrong things. We fall. We get up and we learn to grow. We move on. We live. And we thank God for always giving us another chance. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We say wrong things. We do wrong things. We fall. We get up and we learn to grow. We move on.
Because I don't think niggas like this.
See what's your but I'm straight though. That's the problem. I'm not gonna fuck you, nigga. I like fucking nigga bitches.
He doesn't fuck like that.
Yeah, bitch.
Listen, yo, who is this Turkish whore, bro? Shut your bitch up.
You're a Turkish whore. You're a Turkish whore.
Abby, you're getting in the way of their relationship.
I know.
Fucking
Way cock blocking. But you know what's funny? This girl was the same shit.
She's a new Ryan.
No, last year this girl was exposed for saying videos on the sound, bro. You're fucking shameless, huh?
You don't even know who I am.
I know exactly who you are. You was like,
Hi, excuse me, Durham. This is Wisdom. I'd like to speak with Black Rabbi about his exciting new book, AI Technology.
Nigger AI. Hopefully you can shut the fuck up. You can.
Oh, by the way, Wisdom, can you check your Ellen Watts profile? I sent a screenshot where Elon Musk came in the room. You weren't either.
You
I
don't
hope Whiskey fucks you in the ass when he meets you.
Do you live in
Gives you
alcohol?
all kinds of...
Hi, moderators. I would like to make an attention to order. I would like to read from the book The Tao and show some ancient Chinese AI philosophy technology, if I may.
Shut up, nigger.
No.
Shut up, nigger.
Is that the current vocabulary?
Yeah, the thing is, we have a word for that. But the thing is, at each step, you can try to like figure out like what's the error on this step, and then from there you can propagate the error up. So that's why it's sort of like the universe. They end up with saying like it's like 13 billion years plus or minus a billion. Because it's like you think a billion is like a long time, but it's like it ends up being like a 10% or whatever.
Did you come to any answers about God through astronomy or not yet?
No, not through science. Like what I learned. Okay, so like I went through like 3 years of just feeling like kind of being disillusioned, and then like my senior year, I learned that like my best friend was actually also a Christian, and we just never talked about religion before. Because we were both like assuming the same things about each other, like, oh well, you're here and you're doing science.
Okay, this is Tao book, NLP hypnosis programming. This is Wisdom. Hi, this is a 15-second short. I want you to follow this account because I'm doing Tao book NLP hypnosis programming. I'm reading from the Tao Te Ching to program you to hypnotize your mind. So like this video, add it to the Tao playlist, then listen to all 10 and you will have Taoistic NLP programming.
Hi, this is a
I know my wig fell off. I lost it in a massive welcome spear.
Tao generates the one generates the two generates the three generates all things in darkness at their back and strive towards the light, and the flowering power gives them harmony. Tao generates the one generates the two generates the three generates all things of darkness.
And basically, they could grow the economy to cancel out the last trillion, and basically inflation would be negligible. Yeah.
We got Vivek being there. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because like the media was like drumming up some bullshit about there being somehow drama, but you can clearly see from this performance here that there is no.
Yeah.
We got Vivek being there. Autism intensifies. I think about triangles now. Like a lot about it. It's fucking amazing. I'm serious, by the way. But anyways, autism. Because it's a Doge space, of course. Right. But like, what's like Department of Gooning Efficiency? Ooh, nice. I opened up a huge can of worms there. I did not intend this, by the way. Hi, this is a 15-second short. I want you to follow this account because I'm doing Tao Book NLP Hypnosis Programming. I'm reading from the Tao Te Ching to program you to hypnotize your mind. So like this video, add it to the Tao playlist, then listen to all 10 and you will have Taoistic NLP. Hi, this is a 15-second short. I want you to follow this account because I'm doing Tao Book NLP Hypnosis Programming. I'm reading from the Tao Te Ching to program you to hypnotize your mind. So like this video, add it to the Tao playlist, then listen to all 10 and you will have Taoistic NLP. Hi, this is a 15-second short. I want you to follow this account because I'm doing Tao Book NLP Hypnosis Programming. I'm reading from the Tao Te Ching to program you to hypnotize your mind. So like this video, add it to the Tao playlist, then listen to all 10 and you will have Taoistic NLP. Hi, this is a 15-second short. I want you to follow this account because I'm doing Tao Book NLP Hypnosis Programming. I'm reading from the Tao Te Ching to program you to hypnotize your mind. So like this video, add it to the Tao playlist, then listen to all 10 and you will have Taoistic NLP. Hi, this is a 15-second short. I want you to follow this account because I'm doing Tao Book NLP Hypnosis Programming. I'm reading from the Tao Te Ching to program you to hypnotize your mind. So like this video, add it to the Tao playlist, then listen to all 10. For things are either increased through diminution or diminished through increase. I too teach what others teach. The strong do not die a natural death. This I will make the departure point of my teaching. The married ones are thinking. Or diminish through increase. I too teach what others teach. The strong do not die a natural death. This I will make the departure point of my teaching. Let it be that state of manyhood, bound in loathing, so with thy all thou hast no right but to do thy will. Do that and no other shall say nay, for pure will unassuaged of purpose, delivered from the lust of result, is every way perfect. The perfect and the perfect are one perfect, and not two, nay, are none. Nothing is a secret key of this law. 61, the Jews.
What up, Zach? I'm doing 15-second clips. I'm working in the new age economy. Are you ready to join my YouTube 15-second cartel money-making scheme to hypnotize with wisdom?
Every time I tell you what I'm doing in the real world, I'm afraid you're gonna judge me. I can tell you what I'm doing in the real world right now, but I feel your judgment coming. Do you want me to tell you what I'm doing? Or you just go back to your work and I'll listen? I'm going to get my fingerprints fingerprinted so I can be a driver's ed instructor.
Okay. I've had to do that. I've done it many times. Sometimes I forget I'm 42.
I think I missed the driveway.
Okay, I'm going to shoot a 15-second clip here. Listen to this. The softest thing on earth overtakes the hardest thing on earth. The non-existent overtakes even that which has no interstices. From this one recognizes the value of non-action, teaching without words the value of non-action.
The soft.
So the nicest thing about creating these is like you don't have to write lengthy titles.
I like these videos. Are you on TikTok?
No. I mean, I am actually. Yeah, I do have two, a lot of content on it too.
There is something to be said about the TikTok algorithm is different from the YouTube and the Instagram.
Yeah, see, there are just so many big accounts out there that just, it's so hard to compete. This is like my most bit compressed way to do it, is to read the Tao Te Ching, because it is so...
This is smart, but I'm saying this would make a good TikTok channel.
Well, that's why you did Tao and Tanya, because like we're doing this together right now at this very moment. The all important is the now. I'm doing it. You're assisting me. But I want you to do this as well at home.
I have had trouble kind of understanding what the fuck you're talking about, but the other day I did have a vision, which is basically I understood what you've been telling me all along, which is that if I'm simply recording, if we're reading to each other and we're both recording, then we can just both be creating at the same time.
Yeah, it's
and
real
obviously
time
this
now.
is, I understand this is what you've been telling me for a long time, but I guess I just didn't really put it together. But the other day I was like, oh, I could be just filming myself reading, because some of the readings that I've done with you, I'm like, I wish I had that recording, like that was a good reading. And then I was like, oh, this is what he's been telling me to do all along.
Yeah, you were like, you want me to help you bootleg Clubhouse? I was like, oh, I like how you put it that way, but I want you to bootleg yourself. Basically, it's recording, these sacred texts. If you work with these sacred texts, it's the best way to work. It's so compressed, it's so bitted, it's so opposite of what atheists are talking about. And if they read this stuff, they would be like, shit, we're wasting our time. This is like, basically, it's like a source book or a magic book. Or that's how I would say it. It's like, that's basically what all these sacred text documents are, is they're meditation consultations. So if you look at Marcus Aurelius's book, he used that to do meditation and self-reflection or contemplation. So that's what all these books are essentially for, but the more compressed the book, the greater the contemplation. So then it always deals with Tao, which is God. So I don't know, you kind of become like a monk, and then you realize that there's so much like wisdom in philosophy and psychology that like it's essential for business. So it all goes hand in hand with the material world, because the greater your wisdom, most definitely the greater your chances of succeeding in life, is because you can contemplate your path with incredible clarity and transparency, luminosity. wisdom. The whole thing is wisdom. Like, these wisdom books do increase your IQ because you see life for what it is, which is one insane path of yes and no's, essentially, zeros and ones. So it's a little bit like the Matrix. I'm trying to use these books to do NLP reprogramming. The name of this room is Tao Book NLP Hypnosis Reprogramming or Programming. So, I just view that, like, even the recording I made this morning. See, Zach, I essentially, like Alan Watts says, like, we in the West don't understand reality because we don't view it like the Hindus, which is essentially theatrics or theater performances. So even last night, Elon Musk was like, "What did you think of the performance?" He's performing. He has two different voices, his Elon voice and his Adrian Dittman voice. He lisps and he stumbles and he stutters as Elon Musk, but when he becomes Adrian Dittman, he speaks with much more clarity and eloquence. So he's performing, and I kind of am like disgusted that he has like this, that he is essentially using a fake voice as Elon Musk. It's kind of weird, but anyways, it's on my YouTube. I mean, I have been clipping the shit out of him because seeing him operate two profiles, on two major rooms, and last night he was talking with two senators, and anyways, it's just crazy the contrast between the professional communication.
He was talking with senators as Adrian Dittman.
No, as Elon Musk.
But he also had an Adrian room.
Immediately after, he opened up an Adrian Dittman Doge response room, and he had Vivek Ramaswamy on there. So,
as Adrian.
And guess what his last sentence was? "My superpower is my huge dick, which is where my autism lives. Thank you. Have a good night." I'm not making that up. Like, he says the craziest, cringe, weirdest shit, but he's having fun. But see, this is the craziness of the internet and a pen name and being immature and irascible. You think Elon Musk is like a professional? No. He's incredibly irascible. So it's just so interesting to record it and put it out there because, like, one of these days, one of my clips is going to get picked up and blown up because, like, I will have the most embarrassing combination of Elon Musk's basically as Dittmans. Or I should just write, Dittmans. It's Dittmanism. That's what the world is basically coming down to, is Elon Musk, the new age super philosopher, because of his distribution power. And he says, "I love absorbing all these." Anyways, that's what I'm doing. It's going well. As long as they deleted one of my Instagram accounts recently, which was a big blow. It's like, why? Can't get it back. I had to upload a driver's license that wouldn't give it back to me. It's like so annoying. It's so arbitrary. You can have no confidence in these platforms. And having your own platform is impossible. But I'm gonna but I have so many videos on YouTube that are private right now because, like, once you create a live stream and then you end it, it goes private and then you have to make it public. So I have like hundreds of videos on private that I need to bring public. And it's pretty much all Clubhouse and a lot of Elon Musk. It's a lot of Clubhouse, but Elon goes live for 4 hours, then I'm on here like 8 hours a day. But my goal is to get to the gym as soon as I'm finished creating these clips. And I don't know, maybe I'll do like 10. Call it a day. And this is very artistic because there's so many cool effects in YouTube. And when you're reading poetry and like enlightenment poetry, it's I think it's important because a lot of people who watch YouTube and TikTok will never ever read these books. So it's like you can like illuminate somebody instantaneously. It's kind of cool. It's like some Buddhas, like, they wake up immediately. Others take 20, 30 years, but it's like if you can catch somebody in the algorithm with something special, it's like, whoa. maybe this stuff can become, you can monetize it. Here we go. From this one recognizes the value of non-action, teaching without words. The value of non-action is attained by but few on earth. Name a person which is closer, person or possession which is more. From this... For things that either increase through diminution or diminish through increase, I too teach what others teach. The strong do not die a natural death. This I will make the departure point of my teaching. For impenetrable to the eye, they were like the turbid. Who can clear up the turbid little by little through stillness as they did? Who can create stillness little by little through duration as they did?
And basically, they could grow the economy. We go to Vivek. Autism intensifies. Because it's a Doge space, of course. I open up. You have I can't believe I'm going to explain this, by the way. So if you have any children in the background, get them off the phone now. So basically what it is when people masturbate, sometimes they tend to want, good for you, where did you go with bombs? You know, so it's like a double-edged sword. Yeah.
The highest benevolence is like water. The benevolence of water is to benefit all beings without strife. It dwells in places which man despises, therefore it's... Thus also is the spirit of the valley never... The space between heaven... Tao is forever flowing, and yet it never overflows in its effectiveness. It is an abyss like the ancestor of all things. It mellows their acuity, it dissolves their confusion, it mitigates their brightness, it unites. Therefore the man of calling governs thus. He practices teaching without heavy and light.
Almost 69,000 US dollars to battle. People are going schizo. They're going to do what we're going to do. Anyways, back to the topic of the Doge space. Let's talk about it. Yeah. What do you guys think of them getting rid of USA and NED? Sorry. Right. Was flying 100 feet above their maximum altitude. If you see, you barely shoot over 50 feet.
The Tao that can be expressed is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. Non-existence I call the beginning of heaven and earth. Existence I call the Tao that can be expressed.
Osiris, the father, when the universe was imagined as
Prescribe it. We're terrible.
From this one recognizes the value of non-action, teaching without words. The value of non-action is attained by but few on earth. Name a person which is closer, person or possession. From this one recognizes the value of non-action, teaching without words. The value of non-action is attained by but few on earth. Name a person